Welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So I have a question for you. Why are they not teaching how to deal with your emotions in schools? This is a life skill that we all could really use at this point. So I've always wondered, since I've gone from my unhealthy mindset to my healthier mindset, of why this is not being taught, because it's so essential. So how many of you struggle with your emotions? How many of you are caught up in your emotions, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, anger, frustration, panic attacks, worry, the list goes on, complaining, pessimistic, gossiping. Okay, these are all different things that we deal with that affect our emotional health. So I just would like to let you know our emotions are so important. Can you imagine a life not feeling your emotions? If emotions wasn't part of it, how would we enjoy life? How would we feel pain? It's a beautiful thing that we get to experience emotions. So, as you all know, I've struggled for 30 plus years with depression and suicidal thoughts, and I did not know how to process through emotions. And coming from my unhealthy state of mind to my healthier state of mind, I realized that emotions are key. They are so key into how we are going about our day every day. So our emotions help us to stay on the right track, right? We all have this track that we are going to get us from point A to point B. Back home, right? We come to Earth and our goal is to get back home. When we get back home, we want to be ready. I want to be ready, but I was not feeling ready for so many years because I was stuck in so much darkness and stuck in the emotions of anger, depression, suicidal thoughts, just not loving on myself, others around me, and God. I was struggling with the whole pride thing, and I really didn't know how to process through my emotions. So our emotions keep us on track. If we are feeling any of these negative emotions, such as the ones I listed before, we're off track. That is our inner self, our God within is letting us know you're not on the right track. So there's 3 things we can do to help with our emotions, and they're super important. Society is really, really good at teaching us how to numb our emotions. We have suppressed our emotions for so long, from the time we were little. Just think about it. Small children. I'm talking from newborn babes to maybe about the age of 5, okay? They know how to process through their emotions. You hear about it. You see them feeling on all sorts of spectrums, pure joy and, sadness and hurt and whatever heartache, right? We see kids, the small children, going through these emotions, and as we get older, we lose sight of ourselves. We lose sight of whose we are, and we buy into all these lies. We buy into the lies of we have to act a certain way, or we cannot feel a certain way or do certain things, right? We get suppressed, and it gets heavy and heavier and heavier as time goes on, and it weighs us down. So 3 things that we can do when we feel like we are suppressed in our emotions. The number 1 thing is to be aware. When you are aware of your emotions, a lot of the times I would just ignore it. I would ignore that I was an angry mom. I didn't want to hear that I was an angry mom or wife. I didn't want to go there, so I would suppress. And so the key thing, the number 1 thing, is to just be aware of those emotions. Once you call an awareness to them, once you know that they are there and that is exactly how you're feeling, so call it out. Name that emotion. What is that emotion ruling you at that moment? And then when you name it and call it out, then you can acknowledge your part in it. Acknowledge that is what you've been feeling, and then you start thinking, okay, what is my part in this emotion? How have I let it affect myself? How have I let it affect others around me? That acknowledgement is huge. Those two keys alone, the awareness and acknowledging it, owning it. Another word for acknowledging it is owning it. Own that you're angry. Own that you don't blame it on somebody else. Well, I'm angry because of this person. No, that is not owning it. That's not taking accountability. It is so important that we take accountability of our emotions. Those two things alone, if we could just start doing that and then ask, as you're owning it and acknowledging that you have that, that's where the coming in and asking God, okay, God, this is what I'm feeling right now. I don't know where it came from. Will you show me? And I guarantee you, God will show you exactly where that emotion came from, and guarantee you that emotion didn't just bubble up from your current situation that you're so angry with or so depressed about or so panicked about or worried about. There are deep-seated emotions that we have from long before. And so you can say, where did this come from? Why am I so angry? In fact, I got so angry one time at my husband recently, and I knew it wasn't right. I knew I just, and I'm like, wow, why did I blow that out of proportion? Why am I feeling so upset here? And when I asked that to God, God within, you can ask questions to yourself, knowing God within is going to direct you. And immediately, within a few short seconds, I got this thought of a past experience of why I felt the way I did in that moment. And then I was later able to go to my husband going, I am so sorry I acted like this, but this is what it brought up. These are the emotions it brought up, and it was from this. And we were able to have a better conversation and be able to move through that. So understanding our emotions is huge, super huge. Then the last thing is to clear those emotions. First of all, though, before we clear them, I want to add another step. I said 3 steps, but the third step I do want to squeeze in there, because I just barely thought of it, is we want to feel those emotions. Allow them to sit with you, whether it's depression, anxiety, worry, panic attacks, or just anger or frustration, or whatever those feelings are. Feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Don't numb yourself. How many of us are taught to numb? We as a society are taught to numb. We're taught to numb right away our emotions. And how do we numb our emotions? Drugs, sex, alcohol, food, work. And, maybe it's a hobby or reading a book, just stepping out of our reality and jumping into a book, into that reality. That is numbing. It's completely ignoring where we are at the time. So, I've never turned to drugs or alcohol to numb, but I was really good at, doing projects, cleaning, or reading a book, or food. I turned to those kinds of things. Anything. I would turn to anything rather than dealing with the emotion at hand, because I didn't like it. It felt uncomfortable and it was way out of my comfort zone. Although I was okay being stuck in the feeling angry and whatever else, right? So not taking accountability or being completely aware, it has a huge impact. So that's why those first 2 steps are important. And then that third is to just feel it. Now, when I say feel it, it doesn't mean feel it for days on end, weeks, months, years. No. You feel it and you process through it as quick as you can. I get it. Different situations are going to be different for people. If you're dealing with the death of a loved one, that's not something that's just, okay, process through that and get over it in 2 days. That could be a lifelong process. But here's the deal. God wants us to feel joy, and he wants us to have happiness, and he wants us to help spread his light and his love. And if we are stuck in our heavy emotions, we're not able to move forward and share that light and love. So now that you've allowed yourself to feel it, now processing through emotions. So I am a certified foot zone therapist, and it works on people's, it's like advanced reflexology, and it works through all the body systems of just aligning and balancing everything within and out of the body. And it really works on individuals on a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical level, all in one encompassing, and it is incredible. So clearing emotions happens on all sorts of levels. Clearing emotions can happen through a massage, through foot zone therapy. It could happen through just writing. The power of writing is incredible. So I'm going to recommend a book that I absolutely love. It is called, oh my goodness, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. That's what it's called, by Carol Trueman. Carol with a K, look it up. I highly recommend this book to everyone. Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. She talks about our feelings being generational. So not only do we carry our feelings that we have, our emotions that we have brought with us from, before we came into our mother's womb, and as we're in our mother's womb, and then as we're born and live our life throughout our lifetime, those are a lot of heavy emotions that we carry. But not only that, but we carry a lot of our dad and our mom's emotions and past generations' emotions. We are dealing with a lot of stuff. And so it's important to learn how to clear emotions. You guys, scientists and lots of people, I've read several books, so I'm not going to get into this, but I can testify that emotions, trapped emotions, those negative emotions that make you feel at dis-ease, will cause disease in your life if it can't be cleared up or if it's ignored for so long. Clearing emotions are essential. So did you know that when you clear emotions, did you know that over 90% of your physical pain is tied to trapped emotions from the past? How incredible is that? So if we process through our trapped emotions, we are able to process through pain. Boy, it really works. I can tell you, I was in so much pain one day. I couldn't even stand up straight. I had to go to my room and lay on my bed, literally in fetal position, because I had the most awful pain in my stomach. And it was bloating. And this is what I love about Carol Trueman's Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. She has a section where it's all the negative emotions that we can feel. And then she has a script that will walk you. And I love her script because it includes God and Christ, and that's just me. And so I absolutely love her script that she gives you. But so I went through the script and I cleared the emotions that go with, and she has physical ailments, right? Like the physical side. And it's called, so like I looked up bloating. And then with bloating comes different emotions that are attached. So different emotions are attached to different areas of your body that's in pain. And I don't know how the system was created or who came up with it, but it actually works. So I looked up bloating and I cleared up the emotions that came with bloating. In under 5 minutes, my pain went from a 10 to a 2. And this was late in the afternoon. And I had to go to soccer games with my kids. And I just was like, I told my kids, I'm like, I don't know if I can go. I'm in so much pain. And I laid down. And then I just cleared 3 emotions in under 5 minutes. And my pain went from a 10 to a 2. And I was like, okay, let's go, And as the night wore on, the pain got less and less. And it was at a 0, completely gone. So when we clear our emotions, we are able to move forward and we are able to take out that dis-ease in our body, and we are able to process through that. So I'm telling you, working on our emotions is so important. So another thing, there's a lot of people that you can go to clear your emotions, and I think that's great. But I am the type of person that I strongly believe that it's something that every individual can do, clearing their own emotions. And it's so powerful, and it's a beautiful process between you and God. You and God alone can do incredible things in your healing journey. And it will give you such clarity and such confidence. And, when you allow yourself to work as a team with God on clearing your emotions, the connection that you feel is amazing. And that's another way where we can feel that connection with God. So I did briefly mention the power of writing. The power of writing is incredible on getting you through the emotions. So this is just a little snippet of what I teach in my 12-week online course for Christian women in healing. There are so many tools and avenues that I share on healing spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And we get into the clearing of the emotions and helping understand one another. And not only that, when you clear emotions, it helps. So I'm a firm believer, like our bodies are temples. Our bodies are just amazing vessels and temples because we belong to God. And when we clear these emotions, these negative emotions, we're not only clearing it from ourselves, we clear it from the past generations, and we clear it for future generations going ahead and for our children. So yes, it's helping us, it's helping our ancestors, and it's helping the generations coming after us. And it's such a beautiful process. And I have been a witness of, even though I've had kids leave the house, I have been a witness of the work that I put into healing myself. I have seen that it has been a huge effect on my kids that have already left the house. So I'm telling you, it's never too late. If you're like, oh, my kids have already left the house, it's too late, like I've already screwed them up, right? That was my backwards thinking way back then. It's never too late. It's called, up until now, I didn't know how to release the emotions. And up until now, I didn't know how to do it. But now I'm going to move forward. So become aware, have that accountability, and feel it. Allow yourself to feel these emotions like an ebb and flow, especially in grief. Let yourself feel it and be in the moment. Just allow yourself to be present and then clear it. Clear those things that are weighing heavily down on you. So this 12-week online course that I teach to Christian women helps empower women going from the victim mindset to the victor through Christ. And it helps heal on the spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical aspect. It is so important that we allow ourselves to heal. We are made to heal. God has created us to move forward and not be stuck. He has created us to help heal ourselves so we can turn around and heal a hurting world. We are surrounded by darkness and hurt and all sorts of pain going on. So if we can get things right with us and God and help us process through our own stuff, we can in turn reach out and take someone's hand and help them process through theirs. So I give so many tools and techniques that have blessed me in that 12-week course. And it starts April 1st. It starts April 1st and goes to June 17th. And every Monday you get a live video and through Zoom, and you get one-on-one working with me, and then one-on-one phone call for, as a group, by the way, one-on-one. It will feel one-on-one because we will be working in a small like-minded group. And then each week you get a one-on-one personal phone call with me, helping me help you reach your targeted areas. So that is my mission and purpose, is to help women move forward from victim to victor through Christ. So click on the link in the comments below and check it out. If you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me. I'm happy to help. And again, like and subscribe to my channel. I know that you are made to heal, and that we together can learn how to process through our emotions and move forward in the healthiest of manners. God bless. See you next time.